Hey, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. All those have been following me thus far. Um, for those of you guys who haven't seen just yet, yes, I did get a haircut. Was actually a little while back at the end of the last month. So it's been a while since I've done a video, hasn't it? um, and you can see I cut it real short. The video is titled "Do You Believe?" um, I don't know if you guys have been watching my video or my posts recently, but miracles happen all the time. They happen all around us. And sometimes they come as gifts, sometimes they come as blessings, and sometimes they come as lessons. Now, sometimes these blessings can come as lessons to give you your miracle later. And sometimes the thing you've been praying way long ago, okay? I'm a Christian. I'm a firm believer. I have my saint with me all the time, and I thank him for it, okay? And at times your prayers are going to get answered when you need them the most, okay? I myself, I'm always a giver. I'm a giver of my time. I'm a giver of my knowledge. I'm a giver of a lot, okay? Sometimes I'm also a giver of my financial assets, okay? Money. I drive about 13 miles one way to work, 26 miles round trip. So that's basically driving a marathon on a daily basis to go to work to make the money, okay? I'm not running it, and thank God I'm not. But you guys get where I'm going. It's a lot of miles, okay? A while ago, when I got my car was pre-certified and pre-owned. It was given to me. It's the Mazda 3. It's a 2005 Mazda 3, okay? It's a 5-door with a hatchback in the back. And it was a nice car. And I'd been driving it all across the states. I'd been driving it to work, driving on the highway, driving here and there. And, as cars age, things just start dying, okay? Now, when cars were made back then, they didn't have systems. Cars nowadays that are high tech, you turn the car on and it tells you what's about to go bad, how much life is left on the car, and it'll tell you when to replace it and how to replace it, basically. The cars are computers, guys. It's the life of computers, okay? You may not believe it, but it's here. And, so you don't know what's going to go out and how it's going to go out and when it's going to go out. It's like motorbikes. It's not if you crash, it's when you crash and how you're going to crash, right? You just know it's going to happen. You pray, and it won't happen at the worst of times, but it will happen. It happens to all of us. Same with car parts dying, same with car parts malfunctioning, and same with the life of the car deteriorating to the point where you just gotta say no more. Well, I'd been driving my car. My car was making some noises, some kind of funny noises, but it wasn't like screeching everywhere, like, you gotta stop now. It's time to just go, basically. And, mentally, you're like, I just gotta make the money, gotta do this, I gotta get there. If I can just get there and make more money, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Well, it got to a point one day, this was a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. I was going into work and I heard a funny noise. And if you guys don't understand the way brakes work, you got basically a big metal disc, okay? I don't know if I can. I'm going to try and explain this with a quarter. Now, bear with me, because this might be a little confusing at first. Okay. Okay. Here you have a quarter. Okay. This would be your brake rotor. Okay. You have a clip that's attached to that rotor. Okay. When you push your brake pedal, that clip has a pad inside, and there's two pads, one on this side and one on this side. And when they get pushed together, guess what? They pinch that disc. Now that disc is attached to where your wheels are supposed to turn. So what happens when they get pinched and this part can't move? Your wheels don't move. So guess what? You stop. Right? You stop. It's stopping power. That's how it works. It's not a push it. Oh, it's magically gonna just stop. No. There's mechanisms and things going on. That's how you stop. Okay. Well, that pad that was on my rotor inside the caliper, that little clip, it's called a caliper. It's what the real name is, what it's called. Okay. Was so worn that eventually what happened, it glued itself to the rotor and the wheel wouldn't turn. So it was a dead stop while the other wheels were turning. Let's break this down in elementary. Okay? If I have wheels, as these coins are, okay, and one of them is not moving, and I have three others that are, you ever heard the phrase, your team is only as good as the weakest link? So if one is done, you think you're gonna go anywhere? No. That brake put me so close to a halt that my car was going nowhere. Okay? I broke down in tears. Folks, if you've never seen a grown man cry, I was crying. I legit was on the phone crying. Now, granted, I ended up calling work to tell them I couldn't make it in, and it was funny because you know how sometimes we all play hooky, we all like, oh, I can't make it in, I'm sick, or I can't make it in, my car's got issues. We know you're going to watch baseball. We know you're going to fiddle with your friends. We know you're going to get something to eat, and we know you're going to an event. I legit showed you a picture of what happened, okay? Basically, my car ate the brake pad. Like, it was just gone, pretty much, if you think about it, right? So here I am thinking, I'm trying to get to work to make money so I can pay for these things. And then I was like, oh, I'll just call work and tell them I have car issues. So what did I do? I grabbed the stuff I needed and I walked home. Luckily, by an act of God, all right, I literally stopped to a halt 4 to 5 miles away from my apartment. So I walked home, close enough to home that I could walk. Can you imagine me getting close enough to work and having to walk about 12 and a half miles home? Hello? No. So I was on the phone and I had to explain what happened and got back home and I kind of cooled my heels because at this point my heart was just racing. I mean, it was going. I was like, so this is what it feels like when you're at the end of your life. Like, all right, I don't know how else to explain this. So then what happened was I got on the phone and my buddy called me on the phone. He's like, man, what happened? I was like, you're not going to believe this. But my brakes just basically glued themselves to the rotors. They're done. And so on. Like, they basically failed. They halted. Okay. And so he's like, wait, don't do a thing. So what I did was I called AAA. I signed up for the the AAA service. It's like $10 a month or something. So called a tow truck. They came and got my car. And meanwhile, I was on the phone with my buddy, who I mentioned in my post, but for those of you guys who don't know, his name is Austin. Um, and I met him actually while I was working here, not here, but here, where I live, um, and at a job, and we just instantly clicked, instantly. So we became pretty cool buds, and we went up to Texas and so on and so forth. But we have a pretty good relation with each other, and so one thing led to another, and I got to meet him and his girlfriend, and they're really good, really cool couple. I mean, genuinely a great couple. They support each other. I got you, you got me. I love you, you love me. I love us. It's the whole 9 yards. Okay. And so I was like, hey, you mind if I come over? It's like, yeah, sure, come over. Meet my parents. I'm like, hold up, what? This is weird. So I met, the parents, and, great people. Absolutely great people to be around. Great company. Couldn't have wanted any more for the world. So, here he is, having had worked in an auto shop for a while. And I was like, I know he works in an auto shop. It's like, dude, trust me. Do not take your car anywhere else. Bring it to my shop. So I called the tow company, and I told them, look, I could have had this towed, 4 miles away to my house, but bring it like 11 to 12 miles away. But trust me, I got you. So I trusted him. We went to the shop, and he looked it around, and he said, look, that's your answer. That's your problem. The Pratt, like, we got to take this off, and we got to call, get the parts, order them, bring them here, install them. And he was actually showing me how it all happens. And I gotta be honest, if he hadn't, I probably wouldn't have understood what's going on. And it's a great learning experience. But I was thinking, brakes, brake service. You look at your ad slip, and it's like, this is gonna run me like, $700, $800 just to have the back done. Who else knows what's going on with a car? So it was like, I'm out of a car. I can't get to work. I don't know how I'm gonna make this money. Like, this is the part where it's done. I'm gone. So he's like, you know what? I talked to, the parents that you met. They'll let you stay with us. You're like family now. You're a great guy. So here I am again, staying with them. It's actually where I am now. And I've been with them while my car is being fixed. Such a blessing. Blessing number one. I mean, I pray, but pray for a blessing that you know is going to be given to you at the moment that you really and truly need it. Not because you want it, but because you need it. Do you guys understand the connection there, or am I disconnected from you? Okay? Because a lot of people pray for what they want, not for what they need. I want someone cute. I want a lot of money. I want a nice car. I need a car, or I need a place to live. I need a thing to eat. I need some water to drink. Do you guys understand that? These are vital things to keep you going through life. And these blessings will come to you when you just believe they will happen. You can't believe they'll happen at the moment you want them, but they will happen. So, he basically was telling me, okay, now honestly and truly, this is what's wrong. You need to replace this and this, and these might go out after it's been tested. And it's like, okay, I need to let you know, in all truthfulness, these need to be replaced. Because if anything were to happen, that's going to be a safety concern. And I don't want to see anything happen to you. I was like, all right, I understand that. So now, put our heads together, found some information, and I'm not making this up, folks. My total bill, okay, I thought was going to be over $2,500. Not mentioning this, I'm not going to get into an argument. We can debate about this and that later. But that's mentally what I was thinking. I was like, my car's, it's a money pit at this point. It's a 2005. Here it is, 2019. Only has 89,000 miles on it. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this car. Well, with all the work done, not even $600, folks. Sometimes blessings just come. And sometimes blessings come when you need them the most. It wasn't because I wanted them. It was because I needed them. So if you believe in faith, if you believe in miracles, if you believe in higher things, stick to it. I promise you. It will come. It will happen. All right? You and me, you and me, we're like this, guys. Okay? If you guys watch me all the time, I love you. Okay? We're a family. You gotta be with me here. Okay? But when you think it's time to give up, just like I thought it was a couple days ago, when everything hit me all at once, guys, I'm talking codes left and right, like, this is done, this is it. Okay? Remember, I'm on a busy county road. Okay? Cars are going 60 miles an hour, and my car had an issue. I thought it was done. I thought I was done. I'm still here. My car's outside. Fixed. Not 150%, but I'm gonna make it home. You know why? Because I trusted, I believed, and I gave my faith that it was all going to work out. Granted, I thought it was going not to work out at first, but there's a moment where you need to pull yourself out of that flunk. You got to pull yourself out and say, when I got a lot of things going for me and people helping me and people bringing me to that point, you got to pick yourself up. They're only going to meet you 80% of the way. You got to give them 120% if they're willing to meet you 80%. Now, granted, I'm talking people, but the thing upstairs, the person you believe, whoever you believe in, that counts. If whoever is giving you signs and ways that you need to continue believing, continue praying, and continue to keep going, and they're all in front of you, literally on a platter, you got to continue to believe. Okay? I am living proof. Hasn't let me down yet. Never will. And not gonna happen. You guys can do the same thing too. Alright? I love you. I wanted to share this with you. And I want you guys to know that you guys can get the same thing too. But it's all gotta start somewhere. Okay? I'm gonna go to bed now. I hope you guys do too. Or if you guys wake up, say a blessing that you guys have been given a new chance, a new life, literally, because you woke up. And just thank what you have. And pray that, good things are going to come. Good things will happen for you. Okay? And I will too. Alright? But you got to do it with a good heart. You can't do it with a negative heart. That's the way this works. You can't pray and believe and all that if inside is all cold, it's frozen, unlit, unenergetic. That's how it works, guys, okay? Well, I'll go, okay? I know I've said a lot of stuff here and there, but I'm sharing my journey with you guys, okay? Because I love you, you're my family. Alright? So y'all take care. I love you. Mwah. And I hope to see you all later. Alright? More fun stories and journeys later to come. Alright, guys. Take care. Bye. And Austin and Emma and you guys, if you're watching, I love you guys so much. Y'all have been a wonder and absolute dream to be around. Alright? You guys take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.